Hey everyone, it's March 25th, and it's just about 80 degrees on the Teltrue since it's in the sun, and it's pretty nice out today. The air's a little cool, but it's still nice out. So anyway, I still have another control arm to put in the Suzuki, so this is going to be round two, and hopefully things go a little nicer today. Yesterday, I wanted to do the control arm and the shock, and unfortunately, the linkage for the sway bar to get the ball joint out, it stripped on me really bad, and I really didn't want to mess with it too much. I just ordered a new one since it wasn't that expensive. I think it was like $25 for the pair, so that's a lot better than struggling with that. I could weld it. I could get some other tools on there. I could probably get it, but I'm just not willing to deal with that right now. But anyway, I got one control arm in, and I took it for a little test drive yesterday, and I noticed the Suzuki was clunking a little bit, so I'm going to head on over there and show you what it's doing. Alrighty, the wind's not very cooperative today, so I'm going to try and get this shot on the head cam and try and keep it out of the wind. Anyway, I'm just going to compress the suspension here, and hopefully you'll be able to hear that sound I was talking about. And this is a really sturdy part, good place to do it. So here we go. So I can hear that clunking, and it definitely is coming from this side. So I'm not sure exactly where it's coming from, but that's definitely not good. It definitely didn't, I'm pretty sure it didn't do that before I replaced the control arm. So I'm going to compress this side and it'll do it as well. So I don't know if there's like a transmission mount down there that's busted or what, but something is definitely clunking around a lot worse than it used to. So anyway, I wanted to throw that in, so eventually, hopefully, I'll find that. But yeah, today I want to get the other control arm in on this side, and hopefully I can get the shock in on this side. But we'll see. I'm just going to grab the motor mount here to compress it. And you can see it isn't till I actually lift the help it on the way up that it actually makes the noise. So hopefully that's what it is, and I can get that fixed when I do the shock. So till next one, I'll catch you later. Alrighty, so last time I couldn't get the shock out because of this stabilizer link. So the first thing I'm going to do today is I'm going to spray that down with some WD-40 and let that soak. So hopefully I can get this one out and replace the shock, even though I have new links on the way. And I got the car up on the jack, and the jack stands under there. So we're good to go. I can start taking the wheel off and get this project started. Alrighty, so I'm going to use my impact, and I kind of feel bad. It's been a while since I've given it any oil, and I always like to do good maintenance on stuff. Look at this, I actually have some compressor oil that I'm going to put into the impact. And the way I'm going to do that, I'm just going to use this torque spit so I don't make a giant mess, and that fits in there pretty good. But yeah, normally if you even bother to do this, you usually make a giant mess, and this works out pretty good. Oh yeah, definitely got some oil in there. I used to use WD-40, but after seeing how it's more of a solvent than a lubricant, I've stopped doing that. So yeah, there's a little bit of maintenance for the day, so I can hook this up and let's get that wheel off and get this project started. Alrighty, so I got the wheel off and I'm ready to drop this control arm out. And hopefully this goes a lot easier today. I'm going to try and do this the easy way rather than struggle so much. So what I'm going to do is take this ball joint bolt out. It's 14 millimeter. And today I'm not going to mess with the ratchets. I got the air impact. Cool. So, and that comes right out, no problem. So last time I grabbed a screwdriver, and it wouldn't hurt if you hit it with a hammer just to maybe break it loose. But today I got the jack. I'm going to put the jack underneath the rotor. And if you do this, be really, really careful. I have a little bit of extra support underneath the car, and I also have the tire there, because when you compress this, there's a chance you're going to take weight off your supports. So just be really, really cautious if you do this, and keep that in mind, and you should be okay. So let's see, I got to grab the hammer yet. Might as well grab the bar too. That's always handy. But yeah, let's see how this goes. I'm just gonna get this under the edge of the rotor. I have some blocks of wood, but really I'm not going to put a lot of pressure on it, so I'm not too worried. Get that under the rotor, and there we go. There you can see it compressed a little bit. And if we're really lucky, all you have to really do, since it's loose, is you should be able to tap on this control arm. And it's coming. It is moving. And now it's not moving. So I can compress this a little more. Keep an eye on the supports. And that's plenty of tension. Let me get the bar. But yeah, I might have to grab a screwdriver and open that clamp up. There we go. Nope. This guy will pry it right out. Yeah, it started to pry it out. If I could just get the other direction. Yeah, this was supposed to be easier, right? I'll work it a little with the jack. Well, it looks like I might have to take the top of these out anyway. It helps if you take the steering off as well, the tie rod end. So I'm going to work on this a little bit and be right back. Alright, so I'm going to take this bolt out, and it's 17 millimeter. And yesterday I put a socket on top of it to back it. Today I'm not even going to bother. Yes, last time that didn't even move, so apparently you don't even have to worry about that. We'll see how this goes. And of course this don't want to move today. Yep, we're on reverse. Alright, so that should have happened yesterday, but it didn't. It actually came apart nice and easy. So I'm going to grab the ratchet and break it loose. Wow. Yeah, it's on there. Good. Alright, I'm going to break this ratchet, so Let me go get something bigger that won't break. Be right back. Alrighty, so this is what I use as a breaker bar, my torque wrench. And hopefully this thing will break loose. Should have sprayed the top of it with some WD-40. But, yeah, this thing will usually do it for me. Wow, that's tight. So there it goes. Maybe there's something about that torque action that helps break bolts loose. But it did break loose. There we go. So, I think the impact can get it from there. Wow. And as you can see, it really side-loaded itself on that bolt head. Alright, I think I better take the tension off of this, and I think that's the whole problem there. That was stupid. I should have did that to begin with. Is putting a lot of extra torque on this, so it should come out now. Wow, it's not even budging. So I'm going to have to do it by hand. I don't like that. Alrighty. Back to the breaker bar. Yeah, I don't understand it. The other one came out so nice. This one, this one is fighting quite a bit. It looks like that whole bushing in the middle is torquing pretty good. And I think the torque wrench is finally broken. Turning into one of those days. There we go. Hopefully this one comes right out. Alright. So, it looks like, we'll see how it goes now, but looks like it might depend which one you take out first, how easy this goes. Alrighty. We might have to heat that nut up. But, well, let me get some bigger tools. I'll be right back. Alrighty, so this last bolt on the control arm is still giving me a hard time. And I grabbed some other tools to try and get it and stuff, and I decided to take a good look at it, and let me show you what's going on here. This is the kind of stuff that happens to me. So as you can see, the bolt's turning, but it won't come out. It's like jammed up in that rubber. I don't know if there's like some metal shavings that are like torqued and twisted in there, but until that rubber totally breaks, this bolt isn't going to come out. So I do have some more tools with some more leverage, but this is a little unusual. This is a first for me. I don't know if it is for anybody else, but I'm usually the guy that gets all the strange problems. So yeah, that's what's going on. The bolt is free, but the rubber bushing underneath is really holding it up somehow. So I think I'm gonna grab the torch and start burning rubber and see if I can get that out eventually. So I'll be right back. Alrighty, so yeah, I said torch, but all I have is this little propane bottle, which quite honestly is a joke of a torch, unfortunately. Propane burns pretty hot, but for when you need it for applications like this, it really just doesn't cut it. And I guess I should just try and heat that bolt up. I'm going to try and heat the bolt up so hopefully the heat transfers to the center where apparently the rubber is like holding it all up for whatever reason. Alrighty, I'm still working at it, and I just wanted to get a shot of this. I'm not really making any progress, but I know it's kind of hard to keep that camera there. But yeah, you can see that rubber just holding everything up, all binding that bolt right in there. So the impact doesn't really turn it at all because it's got like a spring resistance against it. So I'm not really sure what I'm going to be able to do here. Just, I guess, take my time with the torch and just keep working on it, and hopefully it'll come out. I don't know how well the camera will get it. I think I'm going to try and give it a little extra torque and see if I can at least break the rubber part of it free. And yeah, this is going to be quite the challenge. Quite the challenge I wasn't really up for today. But, so I got a lot of tension on it right there. And let me get my, I don't think I can even get my pipe. No. I'm gonna have to get it that way. Well, there it turned a little bit, but yeah, that's basically the boat I'm in. And yeah, I might as well turn the camera off. I'm going to keep working on it, and hopefully I get it. Alrighty, so I managed to break the rubber, and now the bolt is starting to unthread its way out. So obviously this is going to fight me the whole rest of the way, but hopefully I can drive it down to the end of the threads up here and then maybe punch it out. So I'll be right back. Alrighty, so I finally got it out. And this is the hot setup. You got to get a pair of channel locks in here, get through that rubber till you can get to that metal bushing inside, and then you can back it with a pair of these channel locks. And I've been working at this quite a while. I've been driving it up and back, and basically what's happening is yeah, that was frozen on there, so every time I tried to back it out, it actually kept bending the plate here. So yeah, I just kept working it and kept switching the channel locks around, and I finally just got it out. So as you can tell by my voice, I'm a little exhausted from that, but I wanted to get that on camera and see This camera doesn't want to really cooperate, but yep, she's completely free and out. So, thank God. So I can finally get this control arm out, replace that, and then I can look in to see if I can get this shock done. And the way things are going, it probably isn't going to be today. But we'll see if I can get this apart up here. And that's what gave me such a hard time last time. I couldn't get that sway bar linkage out. So I'm really happy with this, and I'm going to take a break, and I'll be right back. Alrighty, since everything's being so stubborn today, I actually did end up taking the two bolts out of the knuckle. And finally, the control arm finally just dropped out. And I should just be able to wiggle this thing out if I don't have the jack in the way, which it looks like I kind of do, but there it is, finally. So, yeah, you can see that's all cruddy and rusty in there. And apart from me breaking it, it wasn't broken before. And there's the ball joint, lower ball joint. You can never really tell unless they're really bad. So, yeah, I got that done, and yeah, I still didn't take a break yet, but I'm going to grab that control arm after my break and hopefully get that in, and at least get that much done today, and we'll see about the shock. So, be right back. Alrighty, I got this pretty much started, but this angle is just absolutely horrible. There's a lot of tension on this, so getting this started nice and straight, I'm going to be pretty concerned about. Looks like I have to like kind of torque it towards me. And let's see. I don't think it's actually getting into the threads. So I'm going to grab a ratchet and do this by hand. This is a perfect example of where you don't want to use air. Air would drive it right in, but it would definitely cross-thread it. This isn't lining up too nice, and that's probably why it gave me such a hard time coming out. I've seen some other videos of control arms, and I saw they had a little bit of a hard time getting the hardware loose. That wasn't a problem for me. It was everything bound up in that bushing. So it kind of seems like maybe the driver's side is a little more difficult to do than the passenger side. Passenger side just came right out. So I'm going to grab a ratchet and try and work this thing in. I'll be right back. Alrighty, I got a ratchet, and hopefully this goes well. I'm going to show you how you do this, and hopefully not cross thread your bolt. So anyway, I need to put some tension on this. So I'm going to put the socket on, and you can see actually the bolt move a little bit. I'm going to move it that way and try and drive it through while the tension's on it. And it's going nice. And there it goes. It's definitely in there. Threads are grabbing, nothing's binding. So now if I wanted to, I could grab the impact and drive it in the rest of the way. So there's that one, and let me get this front one started. I might as well leave this. I guess it doesn't much matter. Leave it a little sloppy and open so I can get this this one in the front in. So let's slide this guy in. Yeah, you can see it doesn't quite line up. I'm gonna have to work it a little bit. See, it's pretty much on track. So what I'm going to do is keep the bolt against it and give it a little tap. Now it's got to go in that way a little bit. It's pretty much right there. There we go. And now there we go. That always works the best once you kind of get it started. So there's that. And I just want to make sure it is started. Can't really tell if it's going in. Looks like it is. Should be. No, I don't feel threads yet, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to okay, so once again, this doesn't want to start. The threads aren't lining up. So it kind of looks to me like I need to pull the bolt down. Let's see if that'll work like it did last time. Oh, I can't really tell if that started or not. Nah, doesn't feel like it. So I'll keep wiggling it and trying to drive it in. Alright, I think there we go. So that's the hot ticket there. Wiggle it and tap it with the impact. Hopefully it didn't screw it up. I don't like how tight it got right away. I hope it didn't cross thread. Nope. That's nice. Good. Alright. So let's get this guy on here. Alright, that's good, and then I'll check that by hand. Let's get this other one in. Suzuki's really beating me up today on this one. Alright, and then I'll check that by hand. So next we got to tap that back. I should have did that while it would have been easier. But I got to get this ball joint to drop back in. Alrighty. So make sure I don't want to torque this stuff too much and try and get this stupid ball joint on. There it goes. So it's kind of good to note, since I've done this so many times, looks like you want to put all the bolts in this from this side so you have enough room to get your impact on and get them out. Sometimes they think of stuff like that. In this case, it looks like they did. Everything goes in the same way this ball joint bolt goes in. And this should be 14 millimeter. Just slipped. Alright, well, I think that's going to do it for today. At least I got, once again, the control arms in. So that's going to do it for this video. I'll be back again at a later date to attack these shocks. So thanks for watching, and until next time, I'll catch you guys later.